Welcome back, it's Brittany, and today I want to share one of my favorite vegetarian recipes, and that is crispy baked tofu. So I know tofu kind of gets a bad rap, but if you haven't tried it baked up with a nice little breading on it, then you're missing out because it's so delicious and super versatile. So with this recipe, you can use it for a bunch of different things. You can serve it kind of like nuggets and dip it in, I don't know, ketchup if you like ketchup, or honey mustard, anything like that. So you can just serve it plain by itself, or you can put it on salads and wraps. You can even use it for stir fries. It has tons of flavor and it's actually crispy and has a good texture rather than being kind of like mushy, slimy, flavorless tofu like you may have had in the past. So with this recipe, it's so simple. We're using super firm tofu. That is important. You want to make sure you're going to your produce section of the grocery store. That's where you'll find your tofu, and get the super firm or the extra firm. Either of that. So you want it to be extra firm because we're making tofu that we want to hold up. If you use silken tofu or soft tofu, it just kind of like mushes down. That's great if you're making like a chocolate pie with tofu, which is a thing by the way, and it's actually really good, but that's kind of more for dessert style tofu dishes, or sometimes like stir fries will use a really soft one. But for the most part, I'm always pretty much using the super firm or extra firm. And then you want to be able to press your tofu. So I have a tofu press. I'll link it down below. It is a tofu press I bought on Amazon that really like gets out all that extra water, because your tofu is sitting in water in storage. And you want to get all that out because otherwise the tofu won't be soaking up as much flavor from the ingredients that you're putting with the dish. And it'll just feel like mushy. So definitely want to get out all the water. Use a tofu press, or you can press it just a super basic way by wrapping it in paper towels or kitchen towels, putting something heavy on top. You can use a bunch of cookbooks, you can use canned food, and then letting it sit for like 30 minutes, an hour, even longer. All that water will come out and then you'll be ready to make your recipe. So definitely get a tofu press or use the other method I recommended. If you don't have one, I've done both ways. At one point my tofu press broke for a while, so I was without one and I just used that cookbook method with heavy stuff on top. It works great. So either way works. So then once you have your tofu pressed, you're ready to season it up. And for this recipe, we're using just a combo of spices. We're not merely marinating the tofu. We're doing nutritional yeast, oat flour, olive oil, garlic powder, sea salt, and pepper. And this is gonna be the nice breading that you have on the tofu, and then you're just gonna bake it up rather than frying it. Because you can definitely get crispy tofu by frying it, but it's definitely not as healthy. So let's hop right in. I'm gonna show you how to make this crispy baked tofu. I'm really excited for you to try it. So let's do it.
To start, you're going to chop your tofu that's been drained and pressed into 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch cubes, and then add them to a large container. Then combine your seasonings, so your oat flour, nutritional yeast, garlic powder, sea salt and pepper in a small bowl. Drizzle the tofu with olive oil and then add the seasoning mixture, toss it up or shake it to coat the tofu. Then place your tofu onto a baking sheet lined with parchment into a single layer and bake it for about 30 to 40 minutes, turning the tofu every 10 minutes until the tofu is golden brown and crispy. You can serve the tofu over salad, in a sandwich, or stir fry, or I like to do it as nuggets dipped in a little honey mustard or ketchup.
So there you go. That's how easy it is to make this baked tofu recipe. I cannot wait for you to try it and maybe share it with some of your tofu hating friends and see what they think, because I think they're really gonna like this recipe. Like I said, super versatile. You can use it for a bunch of different uses, and it actually tastes really delicious. So if you try this recipe, definitely let me know in the comment section what you thought of it, and then head over to my blog too. That's where the recipe is. I'll leave a link down below to the recipe. And as always, just leave me a comment and star rating on the recipe on my blog post, because that is super helpful. Thank you again for watching. I'll be back with my next video soon.